Good morning. We are now here at the ferry terminal in Split. We are planning to go to Hvar today. It's a little bit cloudy, it might rain a little bit today, but no matter what, we are going to go and explore Hvar Island, Stari, Grad, Hvar town, and then we'll see what we get onto. But here's a little bit of a tricky situation. We're trying to figure out the ferry schedule, ferry times. I think this is supposed to be the right spot, but we're gonna find out.
Okay, one car and two people?
Okay, perfect. Figured it out. The ferry leaves at 11 from here to Stari, Grad, and then the last ferry back from Stari, Grad to Split is at 5:30. So it takes 2 hours. It's a little longer ferry than I thought, because other ferries we've taken are like 50 minutes or an hour, but this one's a little bit further on out to sea. So yeah, not too bad. It'll be kind of our little cruise.
Weather that day is supposed to be better, 20% chance of rain. So we'll have a few more hours to explore and get better pictures if we want to.
Yeah, right now the weather is holding up. It was supposed to be 80% chance of rain today. So crossing our fingers that it stays like this. What are we looking at?
It's super yacht over there.
On the ferry now. 2 hours on this ferry. I think this is the biggest ferry that we've been on so far. It's pretty nice. Hopefully the sitting area is nice. Not too bad, huh?
Yeah, this is the nicest ferry we've been on.
It feels like the Norway ferries we've been on.
The Norway ferries are super nice and clean. And
this one feels that way.
new.
This one looks new. Like, well, maybe it's not new, but it's like remodeled, because the little snack bar here looks.
Earlier, we were looking for ferries from Split to Hvar. Hvar is the island, and then there are cities on the island like Hvar town, Stari, Grad, and we weren't finding any ferries from Split to Hvar, just catamarans. And I kept wondering, well, how's our car going to get on the catamaran? Maybe it's a really big catamaran, I don't know. So we pull into the port terminal, and there are no ferries to Hvar. And so that's when I realized all the ferries go to Stari, Grad. So we're not catching a 10:30 ferry to Hvar after all. It's an 11 o'clock ferry, car ferry. But here on the map, you can see all of the ferries from Split to Hvar go to Stari, Grad. There are no ferries that go to Hvar.
Made it to Hvar town. So it's about a 20-minute drive from Stari, Grad, where the ferry port is on the island. Drive over here, 20 minutes, parked. It was like 10 kuna per hour to park. And now, yeah, we're gonna go find the restaurant that we're gonna have some lunch before we explore the town. So weather has actually been holding up. During normal season, or during the summer season, in a normal year, Hvar town is known as the party island here in Croatia, where a lot of celebrities and rich people and things like that, they come here and party. There's a big like club and bar scene, beach scene. I was reading that over 30,000 people come into this island during a normal summer day, which is crazy.
We shouldn't expect to see anyone. So I think what she meant by that is don't expect to see any
like celebrities. Yeah, apparently
but
there's.
we weren't. Oh, and she said, and don't expect to party.
Yeah.
We're too old for that.
And so apparently there's a bar here that I guess it was made infamous because Prince Harry apparently had too much to drink and fell into the pool fully clothed.
1st of 2020.
Well, so far 0 out of 2. Both restaurants were closed that we were trying to go to, so we're just gonna have to find one just walking around. We're trying to find like the really highly recommended ones, but apparently those were all closed for the season already. So we're just gonna probably walk back down and find one that's actually open. We're now here at the harbor front of Hvar. All these big catamarans, like this one's really big up here, are all moored up here. And so haven't seen any yachts yet, but typically during the summertime, it's probably all yachts all along here and on the other side too as well. Behind me is the iconic view of Hvar town across the water. There's like a cathedral back there and everything. But unfortunately, quite a few things and businesses, restaurants and things are closed because obviously there's not that many tourists coming here. So we're having a hard time finding a restaurant, and we really don't want to eat at the restaurants just along the water because normally those restaurants are, number one, pricey and just generally touristy and not very good. So kind of don't have very many options. Oh, finally found the restaurant. On the, I guess this would be the right side or the north side of the harbor here. Usually we don't pick spots like this, but
There weren't a lot of
limited
options,
choices right now.
But there are quite a few people here for how small the restaurant is, so that's a good indicator. And it is further away than the other.
Yeah, and it has a really nice view. So, really nice view. Actually, Hvar is very picturesque. I can see why people like it. I can see that. What'd you get?
Fried calamari. I love calamari.
This likely was the best seafood place that we've been to so far in Croatia, at least in my opinion. The fish plate that I got was amazing. The sea bass here was a lot better than the sea bass I've had anywhere else in Croatia. So this place is called like DVA Ribara, R-I-B-A-R-A. So yeah, if you're here in Hvar, definitely check this place out. We'll be back on Thursday probably when we come back during our 5 Islands tour. So yeah. We're now gonna go head up to the top of the town, which is that fortress up there. It's called the Spanish Fortress. Now getting in some exercise, going up these stairs up towards the top of the town, which has a fortress. Apparently the views up there are really good, so I'm gonna go take some photos and check it out from above. The weather forecast for today called for 80% chance of rain, and right now it is clear blue skies right now. So that ends up making this little walk up the stairs to the top a little warm. I thought coming up to the fortress, literally you just climb all the stairs up, but apparently there's all these switchbacks and back and forths. So
It's pretty long. I would prefer stairs, to be honest.
a little longer than expected, but it's fine, you know, it's halfway in the shade, halfway in the sun. Just in case you wanted to know, it's possible to drive your car up here and park. But, no, it's fine. Needed a little exercise. We haven't been really doing much physical activity. So, no, this is good. But, just in case, worth the hike up here?
Yeah, the views up here are gorgeous.
Entrance fee is 80 kuna, 2 for 80, so 40 each, and it is cash only. views up here are amazing. So this is Hvar town below, and I'm standing on top of this like roof structure so I can get a photo of Melissa overlooking the town on the wall. What do you think, Melissa?
It's so pretty. Turned out to be an amazing day. Very sunny, and we have these beautiful views of Hvar town.
Very glad we made the decision to come to Hvar today. We were kind of going back and forth, and Melissa's like, yeah, let's just go today. Because I was saying, hey, let's go tomorrow, maybe the weather will be better, but Melissa's like, no, let's go today. And as usual, she's right. If you're in Hvar, you're likely not going to miss the fortress because it is like the thing to do. So definitely come up here. It's worth the 40 kuna. A little pricey. It's like, well, it's like $8, $7. There's a little cafe here, but yeah, it's a really nice place to get the views over the city. So yeah, really enjoyed our time here, but it's now time to go back to the car because the ferry's at 5:30. So I'm gonna make that, or else
It is the last ferry.
we cannot get back to Split. So we're now here in Stari Grad. We're gonna be here for just maybe 45 minutes, but Stari Grad is translated into Old Town, and it is actually the oldest town in all of Croatia. It was founded in 300 and something BC, so very, very old town.
BC?
Yeah, and then it was ruled by a bunch of people, the Romans, Venetians, the Ottoman Turks, a bunch of different people. So yeah, it's quite a interesting town.
Traveling right now is so weird because it's like going back in time. It feels like we're visiting Croatia before most people discovered that it's a nice place to visit. It's us and, you know, a few other tourists, but we're the only Americans that we've encountered in days. Like,
Yeah.
I'll hear
Here and there.
We heard English spoken, but one was British English.
Yep.
And that's it.
I probably could count, I don't know, 5 to 10 American tourists throughout our entire trip so far. Well, it seems like in Croatia we found all the catamarans in the world. It's like every catamaran all along here. And this is even the slow season, so crazy. What was your impression of Hvar Island, Hvar Town and Stari Grad?
I think both are really great when there are more tourists. It was both towns are just very empty right now, and so it's hard to picture the hustle and bustle of it when there's nobody here.
Yeah.
And because there is nobody here, most of the shops are also closed.
Shops, restaurants, all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So for us, there's not a whole lot to do besides walk around and look at the town. But the town is beautiful, bigger than I thought. So definitely worth checking out.
And now we are headed back to the ferry so we can catch the 5:30 ferry. And with that, we'll say goodbye for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
See ya.